gentlemen, as the winter sports season comes to a close, Hamilton Southeastern High School would like to recognize the seniors who participated in our cheerleading and basketball programs. Tonight, we honor these seniors not only for their commitment to basketball and cheerleading, but also their overall commitment to our school. Many of you may not be aware that the Hamilton Southeastern Jazz Band that you see and hear at many of the Royals home games also plays for the girls' varsity and JV games. At this time, we'd like to ask the senior members of the Jazz Band to please stand so we can show our appreciation for the fine job that they do. Thank you, Jazz Band seniors. And now let's meet the senior members of the Royals cheerleading team and the basketball team. First, from the cheerleading, Lauren Davis. She's escorted by her parents, Bill and Susie Davis. Lauren is undecided for her plans for next year. Lauren Davis. Next, Madison Moritz. Madison is escorted by her parents, Tammy and Mark. She will be attending Purdue University. Madison Moritz. Annie Theobald. She's escorted by parents, Tom Theobald and Beth Kaplassis. She will be attending Indiana University this fall. Annie Theobald. Olivia Watkins. She's escorted by her parents, Kathleen Whistler and Shelby Watkins. She's in consideration for either attending Ball State or the University of Kentucky this fall. Ladies and gentlemen, Olivia Watkins. Our next senior, Keandra Wickball. Keandra is escorted by her parents, Kelly and Renee. She'll be attending Howard University this fall. Keandra Wickball. That finishes our cheerleaders. Our next senior is our Rory. That's Emily Mastrancola. She is with her parents, Norm and Deb. Emily will be attending Ball State University next year. Emily Mastrancola. Now for the boys basketball players. Justin Barksdale. Justin is escorted by his parents, Mike and Kelly Barksdale. Justin plans to attend IUPUI next year. Ladies and gentlemen, Justin Barksdale. Our next senior is Paul Corlin. Paul is escorted by his parents, Jeff and Lynn. Paul will attend Indiana University this fall. Paul Corlin. Our next senior, Zach Urban. Zach is escorted by parents, Marcia and James Urban, also by his sister, Taya. Zach will be attending the University of Michigan playing basketball. Zach Urban. Our next senior is Larry Johnson. Larry is escorted by his mother, Yolanda Bush Johnson. Larry is undecided on his plans for next year. Larry Johnson. Our next senior is Ross Risley. Ross is escorted by his parents, Steve and Tia Risley. Ross is also undecided on his plans for next year. Ross Risley. Wade Traeger. Wade is escorted by his parents, Tom and Libby Traeger. Wade will attend either Arizona State or Indiana University next year. Wade Traeger. Our final basketball senior, Nick Weppington. Nick is escorted by his parents, Harry and Teresa Weppington. Nick will be attending Indiana University next fall. Nick Weppington. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2013 seniors. Thanks to all your seniors for all the dedication and hard work. Good luck next year. We're proud to call you Royals.
That's been senior night festivities here at Hamilton Southeastern High School before our varsity contest. Keep it tuned right here. We'll keep the stream up. Varsity action coming up in about 20 minutes as the Hamilton Southeastern Royals looked to complete a 4-year run as Hoosier Crossroads Conference champions. We'll see if they can do it tonight against Westfield. We'll have that game for you in about 20 minutes here on audiosportsonline.com. Only 2 games remain on Hamilton Southeastern's schedule for this regular season. One of them is tonight, as the Royals will close out the home portion of the regular season here tonight in senior night, as they recognize 7 seniors for their contribution to the Royal basketball program. On Sunday, Brian Satterfield's team will learn who they will play, in the sectionals, as the IHSAA Boys High School Basketball Tournament sectional draw will be this Sunday. But more importantly for the Royals, and especially for these 7 seniors, tonight marks the game in which they could, for the 4th consecutive year, be the outright Hoosier Crossroads Conference champions. And these 7 seniors will never have known not being a champion for Hamilton Southeastern. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Hamilton Southeastern Basketball on AudioSportsOnline.com. My name is Brian Scott. If you were with us about 20 minutes ago, you saw senior night festivities here at Hamilton Southeastern as they acknowledged and honored the 7 seniors that make up this basketball squad, not to mention the cheerleaders that are also here every basketball game cheering on these basketball players. Our 7 seniors tonight: Paul Furlan, Zach Irvin, Wade Traeger, Justin Barksdale, Larry Johnson, Ross Risley, and Nick Wethington, all honored before this contest. When you watch this game, it'll be pretty easy to spot them. They are the ones wearing the white headbands. All the seniors are wearing the white headbands. And, of course, Zach Irvin playing his final game in front of the Hamilton Southeastern crowd before he makes a new home next year, that up at Ann Arbor, Michigan, with John Beeline's Michigan Wolverines. Again, the bigger story for Hamilton Southeastern, they have a chance to be 4-time Hoosier Crossroads Conference champions, as a win tonight or next week at Lafayette Jefferson in the season finale will make the Royals the outright conference champions. They have already clinched no worse conference co-champions, as the Royals still unbeaten in HCC play. They come in with a 7-0 conference record. Their nearest competition in second place is Noblesville, and Noblesville has 2 losses on the season. So just a win in either tonight's game or next week's at Lafayette Jefferson will clinch the outright HCC championship for the Hamilton Southeastern Royals. 4th consecutive year they would have done so with Brian Satterfield here. Hamilton Southeastern is coming, though, off of a loss this past Tuesday, as the 3rd-ranked Royals fell to number 5 Pike by the score of 81-75 in a very entertaining, very high-action game. But it was simply too much of the Pike's 3 very, very talented guards, Xavier Turner, Jordan Pickett, and Tayshawn Johnson. Their athleticism and speed just a little bit too much for the Royals to contain. For Hamilton Southeastern, it was a game of runs. They battled back from an 11-point deficit in that game, and on a couple of occasions managed to tie and briefly in the second half take the lead. But each run was met by a run by Pike, and Pike would eventually win this game by the score of 81-75. Zach Irvin would lead the Royals in a fantastic game for Zach. He scored 33 points, had 11 boards on the night, but he couldn't do it all by himself, and eventually the trio of Turner, Johnson, and Pickett would combine to score well over half the Pike points in that contest. So Coach Satterfield, one of the things he was looking at was rebounding. And even though the Royals did a fairly good job rebounding, a couple extra rebounds by Pike, a few extra three-point baskets, that was the difference in the game on Tuesday night. But that's behind them now. Nothing they can do about that. The Royals, again, 2 chances to come away as Hoosier Crossroads Conference champions, and they'll like to do it tonight here at senior night here at Hamilton Southeastern High School as we get ready for action between the Royals and the Westfield Shamrocks. We will have next week's game at Lafayette Jefferson for you here on Audio Sports Online. That will be an audio-only game, but yours truly, I'm expecting to be up there. I'll have the call for the regular season finale. And then, of course, this Sunday, we'll find out who the Royals are going to play in sectionals. That should be a very, very tough sectional. 2 teams that are currently in the top 15 in the state, North Central and Carmel, also reside in that sectional. Hamilton Southeastern with a big win against number 1 Carmel on the road just 2 weeks, about a week and a half ago in reality, as Hamilton Southeastern got the win against Carmel. But sectional is a different story. We'll see how Hamilton Southeastern comes out with that on Sunday. Before we give you our particulars in tonight's game, let's have our national anthem. Fine rendition of our national anthem, barring a few technical difficulties. And we're about ready for basketball here at Hamilton Southeastern High School. Brian Scott with you tonight. Regular season home finale, senior night here at Hamilton Southeastern as we honor the 7 seniors that make up this Hamilton Southeastern basketball squad. And they are going for their 4th consecutive Hoosier Crossroads Conference outright championship. Quite accomplishment when you think of many schools and many teams, their seniors, maybe they're lucky to get one championship or whatever. These 7 seniors have spent 4 years here at Hamilton Southeastern, and they can say they have been conference champions each and every year. Royals are making their way out onto the court. As I mentioned, you can tell who the 7 seniors are. They will be wearing the white headbands, and it'll be 5 seniors that will take to the court for Coach Brian Satterfield in the starting lineup. Let's give you some of the particulars for tonight's game. We mentioned Hamilton Southeastern's lost to Pike back on Tuesday. Westfield is also coming off of a loss as the Shamrocks lost against Avon earlier in the week by the score of 70-50. Avon got off to a early start, leading 17-11 after the end of the first quarter, and then poured it on in the second half to win by 20. A.J. Lawton for the Shamrocks, leading scorer for Westfield with 16 points. Andy Riemersma, finished with 8 points as the Shamrocks had a little bit of problems offensively keeping up with the Orioles as Westfield comes into tonight's contest with a record of 8-10, and in the Hoosier Crossroads Conference, they are 2-6 overall. Let's go ahead and, again, give you our particulars for tonight. The head coach of the Westfield Shamrocks is Eric Roush. He is 39-42 in his 4th year at the helm of Westfield and 151 and 174 in his 15th year overall. We'll give you the starting lineup first for the Westfield Shamrocks. Again, they come in with a record of 8-10 as we get ready for tonight's contest. Starting at a guard will be a 5'7" junior, Ty Oswald. At the other guard, a 6-foot senior, Emmanuel Calhoun. At the third guard, a 6-foot senior, A.J. Lawton. At forward, a 6'3" junior, Nick Ferrer. And the other forward, a 6-foot junior, Matt Kinney. So once again, for the Shamrocks in the backcourt, Oswald, Calhoun, and Lawton up front, Ferrer and Kinney. Those are the starting 5 for head coach Eric Roush and the Westfield Shamrocks. For the Hamilton Southeastern Royals, the head coach is Brian Satterfield, 191-77 in his 12th year at the helm of Hamilton Southeastern. His starting lineup will have 5 seniors, as no doubt we will see all 7 at some point here very early in this contest. Starting at a guard will be a 6'1 senior, Paul Furlan. Starting at the other guard and moving mainly from his small forward swingman position to the shooting guard is a 6'8 senior, Zach Irvin. At forward, a 6'4 senior, Wade Traeger. At the other forward is a 6'3 senior, Justin Barksdale, and in the middle, 6'4 senior, Ross Risley. So the guards are Furlan and Irvin. The forwards, Traeger, Barksdale, and Risley. And those are the starting 5 for the Hamilton Southeastern Royals. Hamilton Southeastern comes into this contest tonight. They are ranked 2nd in the Sagarin rankings overall and also in Class 4A. Granted, these rankings came out before Tuesday night's game against Pike. Westfield 77th overall, 57th in Class 4A. Over the last 15 years, Hamilton Southeastern with a decided advantage in this series with a 17-3 record, including a 79-68 victory at Westfield last year. About ready for starting lineups here at Hamilton Southeastern. As I mentioned, all 5 starters for the Royals for Coach Brian Satterfield are seniors that are getting the start, as Paul Furlan, Zach Irvin, Wade Traeger, Justin Barksdale, and Ross Risley will get the starts, and it will not be long, I believe, before we see the other 2 seniors on this team, Larry Johnson and Nick Wethington, the other 2 bigs getting a quick insertion into the lineup. And, of course, we'll see how this game progresses. Should Hamilton Southeastern build up a lead, we'll probably see quite a bit of some of these seniors throughout the second half of this contest as they play their final game here at Hamilton Southeastern before moving on to their respective chosen college careers. Some are moving to college, some may not be, but we do know that Zach Irvin will be heading to the University of Michigan at Ann Arbor. He will be playing for John Beeline's Michigan Wolverines. And after what we saw with the Wolverines and the Michigan State Spartans just a couple of nights ago, another former Hamilton Southeastern Royal, Gary Harris, a huge night for Michigan State as the Spartans just totally throttled the Michigan Wolverines. So Royals fans will be anxious to see that matchup next year, where former teammates will be squaring off against one another twice this year as Michigan State and Michigan do battle. And the Wolverines and the Spartans both expected to be very good for many years to come. Starting lineups are being introduced here at Hamilton Southeastern. I want to remind fans we had the senior festivities of this game, and they will be on the archive, so you can check it out at audiosportsonline.com. You can also check all of our video webcasts via YouTube. Look up audiosportsonline.com, and you can share this special night with friends, family. Send it via Facebook, Twitter, or email, all courtesy of audiosportsonline.com. Shamrocks are in the green, the Royals in the white, as we are about ready for basketball here at Hamilton Southeastern. It will be Ross Risley jumping center against Matt Kenny. And again, won't take much to figure out who the seniors are on this team. They are all wearing the white headbands. About ready to get this ball up in the air. It's tipped up and controlled by Southeastern as Zach Irvin will get it to Paul Furlan. And Furlan will bring it into the front court. Left side, here's Irvin. 3-ball corner on its way off the back iron, no good. Chasing it down is Wade Traeger, but Traeger can't hold on to the basketball, and the ball will go back into it will belong to Westfield. Just underway here at Hamilton Southeastern on senior night on the final home game of this 2012-2013 season. Royals will find out their sectional draw on Sunday. Shamrocks with a basketball as Ty Oswald gives it left side. 3-ball on the way, no good by A.J. Lawton. And the Royals come back the other way. Here is Traeger at the top. And they try to move it down end up moving to the right side to Wade Traeger. Traeger into the hands of Irvin. Irvin back to Wade. Wade left side, Paul Furlan. Furlan, Barksdale briefly alone, all alone on the weak side part of the basket. And they get the ball back to Zach. Zach up top to Traeger. Traeger crossover dribble, left side, Paul Furlan. Furlan drives baseline, right-hand runner is no good. Tipped up by Barksdale, but the Shamrocks come away with it. Ty Oswald loses the basketball. Here's Barksdale, bounce pass to Irvin, and Irvin will finish it off with a layup. Zach Irvin gives the Royals the first 2 points of this contest. And they lead 2-0 as the Shamrocks. A.J. Lawton with the basketball, right side. Gives the ball up to Emmanuel Calhoun. Calhoun top to Oswald. Oswald looks at Lawton, instead gives the ball back to Calhoun at the right wing. Man-to-man defense by the Royals. Left side, this is Oswald, met by Paul Furlan. Back to A.J. Lawton. Lawton, crossover dribble, drives the lane, throws it up with the left hand. The shot's no good, but they'll say the shot occurred before, or the foul occurred before the shot. And the foul will go against Paul Furlan, his first. Team's first, and the Shamrocks will take the ball out from the baseline as Lawton gets the ball into Kinney. Kinney sends it up top from Ferrer to Calhoun. Now back to Lawton. Lawton guarded by Zach Irvin. Man-to-man defense, makes a move, drives, cut off by Irvin, kicks the ball left side. Now into the hands of Nick Ferrer. Ferrer to Lawton, down into the corner. Calhoun has to give it back to Lawton. Nice bounce pass to Kinney. But Kinney can't control the basketball, and he loses on the baseline. And the turnover will give the ball back to Hamilton Southeastern, leading 2-0 with 5:36 remaining in this first quarter of play. Zach Irvin with a move, left side, Wade Traeger. Gets around an Irvin screen. Wade backs it out. Looks right side. Royals with a 2-0 lead. 5:23 left to go in this first quarter. Back to Traeger. Traeger left side, Irvin. Gets a screen by Risley on the pick and roll, but well defended by the Shamrocks. Pull-up jumper is long by Irvin. Barksdale with a rebound. His first shot hits the bottom of the rim, but Barksdale follows it back up with a bucket on the putback, and the Royals lead 4-0, 3 minutes into this first quarter. With the basketball, Lawton. Lawton right side to Ty Oswald. Oswald will give it up back top to Calhoun to Lawton. A.J. Lawton will give the ball up to Kinney as they swing it around. Here's Emmanuel Calhoun's shot. His three no good. Zach Irvin with a rebound for Southeastern. Zach to Traeger. Traeger baseline, drives, lays up, no good. Gets his own rebound, kicks it out to Irvin. Irvin down the lane, gets the bucket and draws the foul. Irvin gets the bucket as the foul will be called against the Westfield Shamrocks. And it will go against Nick Ferrer. Irvin at the line to complete the three-point play. Zach, leading scorer for the Royals with over 25 points a contest, a 75% free throw shooter. He nails the free throw. He has 5 points. And Southeastern extends their lead 7-0. Here's a steal by Justin Barksdale on the errant pass. He'll get into the front court to Furlan. Furlan to Traeger. Traeger looked like he wanted to step into a three. Now get a screen from Risley. Traeger's drive through the lane, shot no good. His putback no good. Barksdale gets the loose ball, but in trying to kick it out to the perimeter, he throws it out of bounds. Nick Wethington and Larry Johnson, the other two senior members of this basketball team, now making their way into the lineup for Coach Brian Satterfield as Barksdale and Traeger will take a seat. Southeastern with a 7-0 lead as we approach the midway point of this opening quarter. As the Shamrocks have gone halfway through the quarter without a score. Here's a nice bounce pass feeding down low, and Chase Shaw, who entered the lineup for Coach Eric Roush, gets the bucket. First Shamrock score, 7-2. Here's Furlan, drives. His layup is no good. The rebound comes down to Oswald. Oswald to Calhoun. Calhoun stops, left side. 3-ball on the way. Shot no good. Irvin with a rebound off the miss by Nick Ferrer. And on the entry pass down to the baseline, looking for Ross Risley. They'll say it went out of bounds off of Nick Ferrer. Eric Roush, the Shamrocks coach, not in agreement with that call, but it will be Hamilton Southeastern basketball as Johnson will send it out to the perimeter to Furlan. To Irvin, lobs down to Johnson, tapped out. And with a heady play, A.J. Lawton was able to knock it off of Zach Irvin. Zach unable to keep it from going out of bounds, and the Shamrocks will have the basketball, trailing by 5 with 3:08 left to go in this first quarter. Irvin almost with a steal. Lawton sends it down low into the blocks, and Nick Ferrer will have the bucket. His first bucket, in the Southeastern lead has been cut to 3 at 7-4 with 2:50 remaining in this first quarter. Irvin sends it down to Johnson. Back out. Paul Furlan's 3 off the back iron. No good. Wethington with a rebound. Gives it to Irvin. 3-ball on the way. That's short off the side of the rim. The ball goes out of bounds and will belong to Westfield. Substitutions as Tyler Jenkins, Tyler Janney, and Eric Davidson come in. And departing Ross Risley, Zach Irvin, and Paul Furlan. 2:36 remain in this first quarter. Royals lead 7-4. As Oswald bounces it near side to Ferrer. Ferrer, free throw line. As Shaw gives the ball up to Ferrer, gets the ball back again. Hands it off to Emmanuel Calhoun. Calhoun guarded by Tyler Janney. And now the ball's handed off to Ty Oswald. Approaching the 2-minute mark left in this first quarter, Royals lead 7-4. Driving and kicking it out is Shaw. 3-ball, A.J. Lawton. It's no good. Larry Johnson with a rebound for the Royals. He'll kick it right side to Eric Davidson. Davidson hands it off to Janney. Back to Davidson. Davidson lob into Johnson in the low post. Larry loses it for a minute, but gathers it back up and with the right hand sneaks it over the rim for his first points, and the Royal lead is back to 5. Minute 36 left to go first quarter. Driving the lane. Layup no good by Emmanuel Calhoun. Janney comes away with it. Leaves it to Davidson. Davidson cut off. Picks up his dribble. Here's Larry Johnson from the left elbow. Shot off, no good. Rebounded by Calhoun of the Shamrocks. Royals with a 5-point lead. 1:17 left to go in this opening quarter. Win by Hamilton Southeastern. They're the outright HCC champions. As Nick Ferrer, guarded by Larry Johnson, out on the perimeter, gives it up to Chase Shaw. Shaw to Oswald. Oswald guarded by Davidson. And now the handoff goes to A.J. Lawton. Under a minute left to go in the opening quarter. Long-range bomb by Lawton is off the back iron, no good. Wethington with a rebound for Southeastern. He'll give it to Jenkins. Jenkins, free throw line stops, leaves it for Johnson. Johnson hop step, leaves it up on the rim, won't get the bucket as the ball falls out. But Larry will be ending up with a pair of free throws on the foul committed by Westfield. Ty Oswald with his first. Second team foul against the Shamrocks. Larry Johnson at the line to shoot a pair. Larry, a 63% free throw shooter on the season. And a pair of free throws right here. First free throw is good. As Southeastern scores its 10th point of the quarter, they lead by 6 with one more free throw for Larry due. Larry Johnson with his second free throw. Rattles around, won't drop. Wethington tried to corral the rebound, but it'll go off of Nick's hands out of bounds. And the Shamrocks will have the basketball trailing by 6 with 40.4 seconds left to go first quarter. A.J. Lawton will take the inbound and look over a 2-2-1 press. 35 seconds. Shamrocks into the front court is Calhoun back to Lawton. Go left side to Shaw, back to Calhoun Lawton, excuse me. Lawton in the lane, right-hand floater is up and good by A.J. Lawton. Lawton with his first points. It's a 4-point Southeastern lead. 14 seconds remain in the first quarter as Tyler Janney brings it across the timeline. Gives it to Davidson. Davidson back to Janney. 5 seconds remain. Janney to Davidson. Shot fake. And they'll say Eric had a foot on the sideline right in front of the Shamrock bench. And the turnover will give the ball back to Westfield with 2.4 ticks remaining on the clock. Royals up by 4. Half-court shot. A.J. Lawton online, but short off the front of the rim. And that's the end of the first 8 minutes of play here at Hamilton Southeastern. Senior night at Hamilton Southeastern, all 7 get into this game here in this first quarter, and the Royals have a 4-point lead as we head to quarter number 2. They lead Westfield 10-6. This is Royals basketball on audiosportsonline.com. Brian Scott back at Hamilton Southeastern High School. Senior night here for the Royals as they take on the Westfield Shamrocks. It was only 6 nights ago that the Royals ladies team fell to the Shamrocks in the sectional championship game at Westfield in a very, very tight ball game. As Coach Chris Huppenthal's team bows out in the sectional championship game. To begin the second quarter on the court for the Shamrocks, it'll be Ty Oswald, Chase Shaw, A.J. Lawton, Devin Reese, and Emmanuel Calhoun for your Royals. Paul Furlan, Ross Risley, Eric Davidson, Tyler Jenkins, and Zach Irvin. That's your normal starting 5 for Brian Satterfield. And as A.J. Lawton tries to make a move around Tyler Jenkins, he's going to step on the sideline and turn the ball over out of bounds. Royals with a 4-point lead, 10-6, and as we begin this second quarter. Davidson with the basketball, top of the key, terminates his dribble, goes right side to Jenkins. Jenkins to Paul Furlan, around a Risley screen. Gives it to Davidson. Long-range 3 on its way. That goes up, down, and out. As Calhoun loses the basketball, Furlan gets it, gives it to Risley, spins in the lane, throws it high off the glass, no good, but puts back his own miss for his first bucket of the night. A 6-point Southeastern lead with 7:15 left to go in the first half. Oswald with the basketball, hands it off to Emmanuel Calhoun. Calhoun around a Shaw screen, goes right side. Lawton drives baseline, throws it up off the glass, and gets the bucket on a strong baseline move by A.J. Lawton. Lawton with 4 points, and that is the Royal lead with 6:52 left to go in the quarter. Jenkins behind the back pass, and as he tried to throw the ball back to Ross Risley, down goes Chase Shaw, and they're going to get Tyler Jenkins for the player control foul. Tyler's first second team foul against Southeastern. And the Shamrocks will inbound, meeting some pressure by the Royals. Oswald looking for somebody to give it to. Finally, A.J. Lawton gets free and will give it back to Ty Oswald. Oswald guarded by Paul Furlan. Got to get across the timeline. Here comes the trap. Finds Lawton. A.J. Lawton drives in the lane. A little hesitation while up in the air. His shot's no good. Paul Furlan comes away with a rebound for Southeastern. Eric Davidson thought about the 3. Here's Tyler Jenkins. Jenkins down low. Risley goes up. He's met by Devin Reese. And the foul's going to go against the Shamrocks' Reese, as he'll pick up his first personal, third-team foul against Westfield. And Ross Risley is going to try to earn a pair from the line. Ross on the season averaging almost 6 points, but a very good free throw shooter at about 74%. First free throw from Ross is perfect. And Ross will have one more. The senior at the line. That one's short, and Reese has a rebound for the Shamrocks. As Calhoun throws it right into the hands of Irvin. Irvin finds Tyler Jenkins, and Jenkins quickly puts it up and in for his first basket for the Royals, and Southeastern extends their lead to 7, 15-8 with 6:07 left to go first half. Down low, Reese blocked from behind as Irvin stole it. Bounce pass to Risley. Ross can't hold on to it. Pass kind of low, but an excellent defensive play by Zach Irvin as he simply steals it away from Reese as Reese was headed to the cup. Substitutions as Lawton is out. As Chase Shaw with the basketball. Actually, it's Emmanuel Calhoun that is out. Devin Reese, though, will make up for it again on this end as Reese gets the bucket. And it's a 15-10 Southeastern lead. But that doesn't last long. Eric Davidson just simply steps into a three at the right wing for his first basket. And the lead's now up to 8. 5:30 left to go in this first half. 18-10. Royals with the advantage. Ferrer looking for somewhere to go. It ends up throwing the ball away. Good defense out on the perimeter by Ross Risley. And he helps cause the turnover. Furlan into the front court. Jenkins all alone. They dare him to take the three, and Tyler obliges. Well, they sagged off Tyler, just daring him to take that three, and Jenkins easily knocks down the long-range jumper to put the Royals up by double digits at 11, 21-10. Lawton, top of the key, left side, Ty Oswald. Oswald around a Lawton screen, gets the ball screen, puts up the shot off the side of the rim. Chase Shaw, baseline, gives it off to Devin Reese, and Reese finishes it off for the Shamrocks. Devin Reese with his fourth point. 21-12, Royals in the lead. Davidson, left side, Paul Furlan at the wing, down low. Nice defensive play by Ty Oswald to anticipate the pass and jump in front of Ross Risley. Oswald in the lane, bounces. Nice job, Eric Davidson, quick hands. Steals it. Royals have numbers. Zach Irvin was going for the layup, and he's going to be fouled by Nick Ferrer. And Irvin will head to the line shooting a pair. Second personal against Ferrer and the fourth team foul against the Shamrocks. Is Irvin at the line. He has 5 points tonight. Hit the first free throw that he attempted, but missed that one. Justin Barksdale back in as Ross Risley will take a seat. Matt Kinney also back in as Shaw takes a seat as well. Second free throw by Zach, hits front iron, falls off to the right. He misses them both. And the Shamrocks have the basketball, trailing by 9. Ty Oswald from the right elbow loses his dribble, finds somebody. Driving baseline, Kinney kicks it out to Ferrer, down into the corner, into the hands of A.J. Lawton. Lawton down the lane, scoop little layup is up and good. A.J. Lawton with his 6-point, 21-14, but Eric Davidson answers right back with a three from the wing. His second three-point basket, he has 6. And we're just going to answer basket for basket is now Ty Oswald. It comes back the other way for the Shamrocks and answers with a three of his own. 24-17. That's our score. 3:23 left to go in the first half. Irvin right side. Davidson well out beyond the arc. Gets around a Barksdale screen. Now Barksdale in the post. Double team comes. He'll send it out to Furlan, left wing. Shot on its way. Three is no good. Oswald with a rebound for the Shamrocks. Gives it to Lawton. Stolen away by Furlan. 3-on-1. Alley-oop from Furlan to Irvin. As Irvin gets the bucket. And a timeout call by Eric Roush as he's rather upset with his guard, Ty Oswald. 3 minutes, 1 second remain in this first half. Royals up by 9, 26-17. This is Royals basketball on audiosportsonline.com. Welcome back to Hamilton Southeastern High School. Brian Scott with you tonight. Regular season home finale for the Hamilton Southeastern Royals as they await Sunday's IHSAA selection show to decide who they will be playing in the sectionals coming up in about 2 weeks. And right now they have a 9-point lead on the Shamrocks of Westfield, 26-17. Zach Irvin with 7 points for the Royals. Eric Davidson has had a couple of long-range bombs here in the quarter. He has 6. On the court right now for Coach Satterfield, Wade Traeger, Paul Furlan, Zach Irvin, Tyler Jenkins, and Justin Barksdale as A.J. Lawton, Nick Ferrer, Ty Oswald, Matt Kinney, and Devin Reese, the 5 out there for the Shamrocks. Lawton shot no good. Gets his own rebound, though, as the ball is loose. And he'll send it back out to Oswald, very close to the midcourt stripe, almost an over and back. Here's almost a steal as there is a steal as Furlan gets the loose ball, sends it to Jenkins. Jenkins out to Traeger. Traeger left side. Furlan steps into a 3 and nails it. Paul Furlan's 3. Makes it a 12-point Royal advantage with 2:17 left to go in the first half. Good quick hands by Hamilton Southeastern on defense, and they've anticipated several passes. Double team come, ball is loose. Ball is still loose, but Reese gives it to Lawton. Lawton down low, and the shot by Nick Ferrer rolls around as he watches it finally fall through the net. He'll get the bucket and 1 as the foul will go against Southeastern. Justin Barksdale will pick up his first, team 3rd. And Nick Ferrer is at the line, see if he can complete the 3-point play. Shot is no good as Irvin gets the rebound. And Zach brings it into the front court. Crossover and lost the ball as A.J. Lawton comes away with it. Lawton 1-on-2, can't finish the layup. Barksdale with a rebound. Jenkins saw Irvin but kept the basketball. Tyler now finds Zach. 3 from the corner on its way. That ball's long. Lawton with a rebound for the Shamrocks. 1:38 left to go in the first half. Royals lead 29-19. A.J. Lawton with 6 points has the basketball. Double team comes, looks for somewhere to go with it. Steps through, finds Devin Reese. Reese down into the corner. Gives the ball up, gets the ball right back in the mid-post. And we'll throw it back out to Nick Ferrer with 1:18. Ferrer gives the ball up to Kinney. Kinney gives it to Lawton, and Lawton, as Tyler Jenkins reaches in, Tyler is going to be called for his second personal. 4th team foul against the Royals. Devin Reese will depart for the Shamrocks as Cam Shaw is now in. And Eric Davidson comes in for Tyler Jenkins. Emmanuel Calhoun will come in for the Shamrocks. He'll take over for A.J. Lawton, who finally gets a breather. 29-19, a 10-point Southeastern lead. 1:11 left before the break. And the Shamrocks will inbound the ball from the sideline. And still looking, and finally Oswald will find Calhoun in the backcourt. And Calhoun will bring it across the timeline. Calhoun to Ferrer. Ferrer, right elbow, leaves his dribble to Calhoun. Emmanuel Calhoun gives it up right side. Down in front of all those Royals students. Here's Ty Oswald. 47 seconds remain in the half. Oswald down low. Ball is loose. Still is loose. And finally it is a Royal that comes away with it as it's tapped out to Paul Furlan. Paul to Eric Davidson, steps into a three on its way. That goes halfway down, comes back out as Matt Kinney comes away with the rebound. 22 seconds left. Shamrocks look like they're going to hold for the final shot of the half. They trail by 10. Double team comes. Here's Kinney, gives it around to the near side. Ty Oswald drives. Scoop layup, no good. Rebound underneath as Davidson is going to be called for the personal foul. For Eric, that'll be his first, and it will send Cam Shaw to the line for repair. 9 seconds remain in the quarter. Shaw's first free throw is good. Oswald will leave as Chase Shaw is back in. Wow, Cam Shaw with one more free throw. That ball's off the rim, back iron, no good. Barksdale with a rebound. Furlan with 5 seconds. Finds Zach Irvin, 2 seconds, 1 second. Shot up, shot is off, and that's the end of the first half. Southeastern with some good defense limits the Shamrocks. And the Royals will head to the break up by 9 by the score 29-20. Check back here in about 5 minutes. We'll tell you about what's happening in the Hoosier Crossroads Conference with their schedule and scores. This is Royals basketball on audiosportsonline.com. Welcome back to Hamilton Southeastern High School. Halftime as the Royals lead the Westfield Shamrocks by the score 29-20 on senior night here at Hamilton Southeastern as the home finale of this 2012-2013 basketball season. They honored the 7 seniors that comprise this team before tonight's game. And if you are watching this game now, be advised that when we have the archive put up, we'll have those senior night festivities. It also means you're going to have to put up with about a 22-minute wait for the start of the game. Taking a look around the Hoosier Crossroads Conference, big game tonight for Hamilton Southeastern. A win tonight, and it gives them their 4th straight Hoosier Crossroads Conference outright championship, as they currently have a 2-game lead on Noblesville, who has 2 losses on the season. Of course, the Royals came in undefeated in HCC play, 7-0 tonight. They would just simply need a win tonight or a win next week at Lafayette Jefferson, but Coach Satterfield and the team like to finish things off here tonight here in front of the home crowd and win that conference championship. They're currently acknowledging some of the people here that they acknowledge the seniors before the game, and they're acknowledging some of the men that help bring these games together each and every night here for the boys basketball team. And many of these men also work with Chris Uppenthal's girls team as well. So a little bit longer halftime as they honor them here tonight at the break, with the Royals leading 29-20. Let's take a look around the Hoosier Crossroads Conference. As I mentioned, Hamilton Southeastern win tonight. They are your outright conference champions. Right now they can do no worse than co-champions, even if they were to lose tonight and next Friday at Lafayette Jefferson. Southeastern 15-3 on the season, 7-0 in the HCC. Second place belongs to the Noblesville Millers. Noblesville 12-6 on the year, 6-2 in conference play. The Fishers Tigers are in third place. Tigers also 12-6 overall, but 5-2 in conference play. Avon follows 9-10 overall, even up at 4-4 in the conference. The Brownsburg Bulldogs follow. They are also 4-4 in the conference, 8-9 overall. But Coach Ronald Norrid's Bulldogs have won their last 4 contests and are making some strong improvements as they head towards sectionals as well. The McCutcheon Mavericks, they've won 3 in a row. Good overall record of 12-7. Not so much in the conference, only 3-4 in HCC play. The Lafayette Jefferson Broncos are also 3-4 in conference play, 7-12 overall. But the Broncos have lost their last 3, and that is who the Royals will finish up the season with next week at Lafayette Jefferson. Zionsville follows, 9-9 overall, 3-5 in conference play. Westfield, the Shamrocks, they came into this game 8-10, but only 2-6 in conference play. And at the bottom of the standings are the Harrison Raiders. They're 9-9 overall, so you might say they've done a fairly good job, 500 team, but in conference play, only 1 win to show for, 1-7 overall. Let's take a look at what's happened this week in the HCC. Brownsburg defeated Plainfield on Tuesday, 62-54. It was Lawrence Central 72, Noblesville 64. Of course, the Royals lost to 5th-ranked Pike, 81-75, and Lafayette Jefferson fell to Western by the score of 60-52. Action tonight: Avon is at McCutcheon, Fishers is at Noblesville, Lafayette Jefferson is at Brownsburg, and West Lafayette is at Harrison. Next week, the season will end on Monday. Decatur Central will play at Brownsburg. On Tuesday, Harrison is at Twin Lakes, Perry Meridian is at Brownsburg. Westfield will travel to unbeaten Mount Vernon. Zionsville is at Plainfield. Wednesday, Martinsville will be at Avon, and the season will end on Friday with Fishers at Harrison, McCutcheon at Zionsville, Noblesville at Lebanon, and the Royals at Lafayette Jefferson. Let's take a look at our halftime stats for Westfield. Leading scorer with 6 points is A.J. Lawton, 4 points each for Devin Reese and Nick Ferrer. 3 points from Ty Oswald, 2 points from Chase Shaw, and 1 point from Cam Shaw. For the Royals, leading all scorers with 7 points at the break, Zach Irvin. 6 points for Eric Davidson. 5 points from Tyler Jenkins. 3 points each from Paul Furlan, Larry Johnson, and Ross Risley. And 2 points for Justin Barksdale. So the Royals with a 9-point lead at the break, 29-20, as we get ready for second half action here at Hamilton Southeastern. Again, a win, and the Royals are 4-time conference champions, 4th consecutive year that they can claim that conference title. And they would rather win this conference championship tonight here in front of the home crowd, and then try to finish it off next week on the road at Lafayette Jefferson. I want to remind fans all of our video webcasts on audiosportsonline.com are also archived on YouTube. Go to YouTube, look up audiosportsonline.com. You can share them on Facebook and Twitter. Email them to friends and family, all courtesy of audiosportsonline.com. To begin the second half, starting five is the same for the Shamrocks: Ty Oswald, Emmanuel Calhoun, A.J. Lawton, Nick Ferrer, and Matt Kinney. The Royals will start the second half with Zach Irvin, Eric Davidson, Paul Furlan, Tyler Jenkins, and Ross Risley. Royals in the white, Shamrocks in the green, and it's Southeastern that'll have the ball to begin our second half. Irvin will pop a three to begin the half. That's off the rim, no good. Risley sends it out to Davidson. Eric thought about the three, instead sends it to Tyler Jenkins, and Jenkins nails the three from the far corner. Jenkins with 8 points, and the Royals up their lead to 12 at 32-20. Down low, A.J. Lawton denied by Jenkins. Lawton tries to save it, sends it right back into Jenkins' hands. Tyler lays it off to Risley, and Risley finishes it off. Risley with 5 points, the lead's up to 14. But coming right back for the Shamrocks is A.J. Lawton. Lawton now with 8 points for the Shamrocks. He leads Westfield. And the Royal lead is still 12. This is Furlan in the far corner up to Tyler Jenkins. Jenkins to Risley between the circles, right side as Shamrocks go to his own. And trying to feed the ball to Irvin down baseline was Furlan. It was stolen away. Ty Oswald drives right side of the lane, puts out a little bit of an elbow. Doesn't get called for it, but will get the basket. Oswald with 5 points, and the lead's 10 for the Royals. Ball Furlan to Irvin, gets around a Jenkins ball screen, gives it right back to Tyler. Tyler will pop another three and hit another three. Tyler with his third three-point basket of the contest. He has 11 points, and the Royals' lead is 13 with 6:23 left to go in this third quarter. Emmanuel Calhoun dribbles the basketball, leaves it to Ty Oswald. Oswald gives it off to Ferrer. Ferrer guarded by Furlan. Right side to Calhoun, into the hands of A.J. Lawton. Lawton to Oswald. Oswald moves around, but his shot well short. Bounce pass to Irvin to Tyler Jenkins. Jenkins to Risley. Risley to Irvin. Three ball top of the key. That's no good. Risley with a putback, but it won't drop. And Ferrer has the it was Kinney with a rebound for the Shamrocks. 37-24. Royals with the lead. Double team on the sideline. Stolen away by Risley. Outlets to Irvin. Irvin skies up and throws it down with the right hand. Zach with 9 points. And the Royal lead is their biggest of the night at 15, 39-24. Little hesitation dribble drive by A.J. Lawton, and Lawton gets the bucket on the drive. Lawton now with 10 points for Westfield. Jenkins, another pull-up three. Heat check. That one's a little short. Risley with a rebound. Tries to step through the double team. Loses the basketball. Gives it to Irvin. Irvin tried to get it over to Davidson, but it's poked away, I believe, by Nick Ferrer, but the Royals keep the basketball. Matt Kinney will leave as re-entering the lineup for the Shamrocks will be Chase Shaw. Irvin to inbound from the baseline. Right in front of the Royals bench. That was Brian Satterfield to his left. Throws it in the backcourt to Tyler Jenkins. Jenkins in the front court. Eric Davidson on a curl. Tried to bounce it to Risley. Looked like it went off of a Westfield Shamrocks player's foot. No kick ball called. And in the end, getting the basket was Nick Ferrer. Coach Satterfield wanted to know where the kick ball call was. Didn't come. And the Royals have the basketball. They lead by 11. Furlan looked at a three, dribbled through, kicks it up top to Davidson near the center jump circle. Eric crosses over, leaves it for Irvin. Irvin, jumper from the free throw line is good. And we'll have a timeout on the court with 4:21 left to go in this third quarter. Hamilton Southeastern leads Westfield 41-28. This is Royals basketball on ASO. Hamilton Southeastern leads by 13 with 4:21 left to go third quarter. Brian Scott back with you at Hamilton Southeastern High School on senior night. Royals led by 9 at the break. They've led by as much as 15 just a few moments ago, and now they lead by 11. After the timeout, it'll be same 5 on the court for Coach Satterfield. Furlan, Irvin, Davidson, Jenkins, and Risley. Westfield will have the basketball, trailing by 13. As with the basketball is Lawton. He gives it to Calhoun. Calhoun double team comes. Loses the basketball. Here's Davidson on the break. Lays it up, and Irvin hit hard by Chase Shaw. Irvin not especially appreciative of it. Coach Satterfield looking for an intentional foul. One doesn't come, or one's not called. The second time Irvin had been hit hard on a drive. And he's trying to explain that he was pushed hard from behind, that there was no play on the basketball. Instead, they're just simply going to give Zach 2 free throws. Chase Shaw with the foul. That's his first, team first against the Shamrocks. And now we're going to have the officials talk about it. As they will simply call this a 2-shot foul. And so no technical, no intentional foul. And Irvin at the line to shoot 2. He is 1 of 3 at the free throw line tonight. First free throw is good. And now Coach Roush will get Shaw out and send Devin Reese in. Because Coach Satterfield and the Royals think an intentional foul should have been called. Instead, it is just 2 free throws for Irvin. And the second one is no good. Reese has it stolen away by Tyler Jenkins. Tyler, right side, Furlan. Sends it over to the left, and Jenkins splits Zach Irvin and Eric Davidson. And the ball goes out of bounds and go back to Westfield. 42-28, a 4-point Royal lead. As Westfield's Emmanuel Calhoun picks up his dribble, gives the ball off to Ty Oswald. Oswald to Nick Ferrer. Ferrer will give the ball up to Calhoun. Calhoun, jumper just beyond the free throw line, is up and good. Emmanuel Calhoun has his first 2 points of the game, and the lead is still double digits at 12 for Southeastern. 42-30, 3:16 left to go. Davidson all alone sends the 3. It's short. Irvin skies for the rebound and gets the putback. 14 points for Zach Irvin, a 14-point lead for the Royals. 3 minutes left to go in the quarter as Oswald lost it momentarily, gathered it back in, harassed by Furlan. Now gives the ball up. This is A.J. Lawton. His 3 from the wing is on its way and good. 13 points for Lawton, an 11-point Southeastern advantage. 2:40 left to go in the quarter. Irvin loses the basketball. Ball is still loose down there. Royals call a timeout to keep the possession, and Coach Roush applauding his Shamrock defense, but the Shamrocks trail by 11 with 2:33 left to go in the third quarter. It's Hamilton Southeastern 44, Westfield 33. This is Royals basketball on AudioSportsOnline.com. Hamilton Southeastern with an 11-point lead. 2:33 remains in this third quarter as the officials talk amongst themselves at the Royal free throw line, possibly about that call against Zach, on the Zach Irvin foul just a little bit ago. As Coach Calvin Bembry also still might have been asking the officials about that call, but as it was simply a two-shot foul. Zach Irvin split the free throws, and the Royals lead by 11. They'll have the basketball out of the timeout. It'll be Jenkins, Irvin, Davidson, Furlan, and Risley, the five on the court for Coach Satterfield. It'll be Reese, Lawton, Oswald, Ferrer, and Chase Shaw back into the lineup for the Shamrocks. Irvin will throw it into the backcourt to Tyler Jenkins. And Jenkins brings it back across the timeline. Double team comes, left side. Zach Irvin with the basketball. Finds Paul Furlan, go back to Zach. Zach to Jenkins as the Shamrocks beginning to try to trap when possible. Furlan's three is up and good. As Paul Furlan hits his second basket of the contest, it's his second three of the game. And the lead is 14 for the Royals at 47-33, under 2 minutes left to go in the quarter. With the basketball, the Shamrocks. Three ball by Ty Oswald is up and good from the wing. That'll cut the deficit back down to 11 for the Shamrocks at 47-36, a minute 35 left to go. Furlan around a Risley screen, pick and roll. Here's Risley. He goes up, and he's going to be fouled on a reach-in by Nick Ferrer. If it's against Ferrer, that's his third. And it will be Ferrer with his third personal second team foul. And Ross Risley will be at the line to shoot a pair. Risley 1 of 2 from the line. He has 5 points in the game. Free throw is up, and it's good. Paul Furlan will leave. Wade Traeger comes in. Tyler Janney also comes in. He'll come in for Eric Davidson. Meanwhile, Risley at the line with one more free throw, while Emmanuel Calhoun will come in. He'll take over Ferrer, who leaves with 6 points and 3 fouls. Risley will see if he can sink the second free throw. He does. 7 points for the senior, and it's a 49-36 lead for the Royals. Calhoun gives it to Lawton. Lawton left side to Oswald, guarded by Tyler Janney. Oswald loses it briefly, picks it back up. Janney is going to, it'll be close, but just getting in before the 5-second call was Shamrocks head coach Eric Roush's timeout. With a minute 13 left to go in this third quarter, and Southeastern leads by 13, 49-36. Fans, we will be back with you next Friday night as the Royals wrap up the regular season at Lafayette Jefferson. JV game will begin at 6, varsity game at 7:30. It will be an audio-only contest, as we'll have it right here on audiosportsonline.com. For the Shamrocks, it's Calhoun, Lawton, Chase Shaw, Ty Oswald, and Andy Remersma. For the Royals, it is Janney, Risley, Traeger, Irvin, and Jenkins. Those are the 10 players out on the court as the Shamrocks will inbound the basketball. It is Lawton looking for somebody to throw it to, and finally Ty Oswald comes back for the basketball. Oswald's guarded by Janney. Drives right side, gives it to Calhoun, who is double-teamed. Bounce pass to Andy Remersma, and Remersma dribbles it off his foot. And as Lawton gets the basketball, he's going to be fouled by Wade Traeger. Traeger's first team foul against the Royals here in the second half. Under a minute left to play, 58.2 seconds. Royals with a 13-point lead. Bounce pass to Oswald. Oswald left side. Remersma with a three from the corner. That's off the side of the rim, no good. Janney with a rebound, and we're going to have a foul called against Riemersma, against Tyler Janney. First foul against Andy Riemersma, third team foul against the Westfield Shamrocks. Royals have the basketball up by 13. 44 seconds remain in this third quarter. Janney right side. This is Traeger with the basketball. Hands it off to Jenkins. Jenkins back to Risley. Risley left side. Traeger, a little bit of a ball fake, kicks it out. 30 seconds remain. Bounce pass to Risley, has it poked away, and the Shamrocks will have the basketball with 24 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Oswald guarded by Zach Irvin. Bounce pass gives it to Calhoun. Now a switch off as Irvin is on Calhoun. That's A.J. Lawton with the basketball. Lawton now gives it to Calhoun. Calhoun bounces it off Traeger's leg. Chasing it down is Zach Irvin to Wade Traeger. And see what they say. No shot as the ball, they said, went out of bounds. So no shot. Basket does not count. Now the final 0.6 of a second will tick off. And now Coach Eric Roush also asking about why no kick ball. And he's going to have it explained to him while the teams head to the benches. And we get ready for quarter number 4. Hamilton Southeastern with a 13-point lead. 49-36 is Royals basketball on audiosportsonline.com. Hamilton Southeastern 8 minutes away from a fourth consecutive Hoosier Crossroads Conference outright championship as they lead the Westfield Shamrocks by the score 49-36. Brian Scott with you tonight at Hamilton Southeastern as fourth quarter about ready to get underway as the Shamrocks will have the ball to begin the quarter. It is Ty Oswald, A.J. Lawton, Emmanuel Calhoun, Devin Reese, and they are joined by Chase Shaw. Driving and blocked from under behind is Zach Irvin. Here comes Traeger into the front court. As pulling back is Ty Oswald, thinking he got popped in the mouth, but no call. As Irvin has the basketball, and the Royals are up by 13. Ball is loose as Irvin had it poked away from Lawton. Lawton goes down to the court, but the Shamrocks have the basketball. Lawton makes a move, loses the basketball, loses his dribble. Now has to give it off right side to Oswald. Oswald pull-up jumper just in front of the arc is a brick. Rebounded underneath by Lawton. He goes up, and the foul is going to be called against Zach Irvin. It'll be Zach's first personal, second team foul against Southeastern as we are just underway in the fourth quarter. 49-36, Royals with the lead as Oswald still checking his lip like he might have gotten an elbow to the lip on that move by Wade Traeger. Meanwhile, Lawton at the line, and he misses the first. Lawton with 13 points. Currently, Zach Irvin leads all scorers with 14. He makes the second. Now, he and Irvin are tied with game-high honors. 49-37 our score. Furlan into the front court. Leaves it left side to Traeger to Zach Irvin. Steps into a three. Hits short front iron. Chase Shaw with a rebound. Saved by Janney to Justin Barksdale. Three ball up and good by Paul Furlan. Furlan with 9 points, all of them from beyond the arc. 52-37 is the Royal lead. Oswald with the basketball, sends it off. This is Emmanuel Calhoun. Calhoun looks for a re-screen, not a very good one. And in trying to get the ball to A.J. Lawton, it's poked away by Zach Irvin, but we'll keep it down here in the Shamrock front court. Back to the biggest lead of the night for the Southeastern at 15 as Larry Johnson will come in for Wade Traeger. Again, if you want to know who the seniors are on this Southeastern team, just look for the white headbands. All 7 of their seniors wearing those white headbands. As Furlan is screened off by Shaw, picked up by Barksdale. Long range 3 is up and good by Chase Shaw. Shaw with some big range, and the lead's down to 12 with 6:14 left to go in the game. Furlan hands the ball off to Irvin. Left side, Tyler Janney with the basketball. Bounce pass to Johnson. Gives it back up to Paul Furlan, top of the key. And now Paul will start the dribble and give it to Tyler Janney. Right side on an ISO. Here's Zach Irvin. A.J. Lawton goes down, and now we'll have a foul as Lawton, for the second time, tried to draw that foul call on Zach Irvin. But this time it's Emmanuel Calhoun that gets called for the reach. A.J. Lawton now on 2 separate occasions has fallen down, and now they are talking to Zach Irvin. And Irvin will inbound from the sideline as Lawton takes a swipe at the basketball on the inbound. Nice screen by Johnson to get Irvin open. Irvin drives, pull-up jumper is going to be long and into the hands of Westfield. 2-on-2. Calhoun finds Devin Reese, and Reese will finish off the break in transition. Reese with 6 points, and the lead's down to 10, 52-42. 5:26 remain in the game. And the little runner, that's up and that's good by Paul Furlan. 11 points for Furlan as he's in double figures in scoring. And driving the lane is A.J. Lawton, and a whistle and a foul. And it's going to go against Zach Irvin, his second. 13 foul against the Royals. Eric Davidson back into the lineup for Coach Satterfield. Tyler Janney will take a seat. Lawton will inbound from the baseline, give it to Chase Shaw. Shaw to Calhoun. Calhoun up top to Oswald. And now another foul is going to be called on Irvin, as Irvin and Lawton have been going at it the past 4 or 5 possessions on each end of the court. And Zach has now picked up foul number 3. So Lawton will inbound. He'll find Calhoun, guarded by Davidson. 4:56 remain in this contest. Royals up by 10, but Shamrocks looking to cut into that double-figure lead. Bounce pass, nice job. Getting the basket is A.J. Lawton. And now quickly Eric Roush will call a timeout as A.J. Lawton on a baseline drive gets the bucket. He has 16 points. And it's a 54-44 Hamilton Southeastern lead with 4:45 left to go. In this fourth period is Royals basketball on ASO. Royals have led by as much as 15, but they've watched that lead been cut down to 10 as A.J. Lawton has scored 3 points here in the quarter, and Zach Irvin's been hit with 2 personal fouls as he and Lawton have been going back and forth at both ends of the court as things have gotten a little chippy between those two. Out of the timeout, it'll be Chase Shaw, Ty Oswald A.J. Lawton, Emmanuel Calhoun, and Devin Reese for the Shamrocks. For Hamilton Southeastern, it'll be Paul Furlan, Tyler Jenkins, Eric Davidson, Zach Irvin, and Ross Risley. So what would normally be the starting five for the Royals. Jenkins inbounds to Furlan, who will give it right back to Tyler. Tyler to Furlan. It's poked away by A.J. Lawton. And the Royals will maintain possession. Jenkins will inbound right in front of the scorer's table at the sideline and throws it into the front court to Irvin. Irvin works on Lawton. Over to Furlan. Double team comes. Furlan dribbles out of it, gives it to Risley. Risley picks up his dribble, and as he tries to send it to the perimeter, A.J. Lawton will knock it out of bounds, and the Royals will once again have to take it out from the sideline. Irvin will throw it into the backcourt to Paul Furlan, as Furlan will dribble it back up front. Tyler Jenkins over the top to Furlan as they try to trap in the corner. Down to Irvin in the corner, back over top to Paul Furlan. Furlan with a ball fake, gives it to Davidson as the Royals play a little bit of keep away here as they bleed some clock. Davidson, nice ball fake, drives baseline, nice spin move and gets the bucket. Nice move by Eric Davidson. He has 8 points and leads up to 12 once again. Had a little bit of a ball fake, drove baseline, spun at the cup, and finished off it with a nice play. And Lawton loses it right into the hands of Paul Furlan. Furlan tries to bounce it to Jenkins, and Jenkins watches Emmanuel Calhoun just run right in front of him, pick up the ball, and take it to the other end of the court for the layup. Back to a 10-point Royal lead, 56-46. 3:31 left to go in the fourth quarter. Jenkins to Davidson. Davidson with 8 points. Leaves it off to Tyler Jenkins. Jenkins has hit some big threes. He's had 3 of them. Jenkins drives, shot fake, leaves it to Risley. Risley to Furlan. Furlan back to Jenkins. Jenkins drives baseline, goes up, and the shot will be off the side of the backboard, but a whistle and a foul will be called against the Shamrocks. That'll be their 15th foul. Emmanuel Calhoun will pick up his second, 15. And Jenkins will be at the line to shoot 2. And misses the first. Tyler on the season, a 74% free throw shooter, but misses the first of 2. Reese leaves as Nick Ferrer, who has 3 personals. He's been limited here in the second half due to those fouls. He has 6 points. Ferrer back out on the court. Jenkins' second free throw is good. Tyler with 12 points and an 11-point Southeastern lead, 3:07 in regulation. Shamrocks as Ferrer gives the ball up. Lawton spins in the lane, feeds Calhoun baseline, too far under the basket. He sends it right back out. Here's Ty Oswald's 3 from the wing. It's no good. Rebounded by Davidson, and a foul called against the Shamrocks. As coming down hard on the back of Paul Furlan is Chase Shaw, his second. Shaw was involved in that hard foul against Irvin in the third quarter. And now he comes down hard on the back of Paul Furlan. Furlan will take a seat as Tyler Janney will come back in for Coach Satterfield while they take a look at Paul. He's looking at that right shoulder neck area. Davidson in the front court, and we're going to have a blocking foul called against Nick Ferrer. And for Ferrer, that'll be his 4th. Looking to draw the charge against Eric Davidson. Instead, he's called for the blocking foul, his 4th personal. And with the 17th foul, Davidson's at the line with a 1-and-1. Eric, an 85% free throw shooter on the season, hits the first, will get the bonus. 9 points for Davidson now on the game as Ty Oswald returns as Cam Shaw, who was briefly in, comes back, or departs, I should say, as Oswald's back in. Davidson with 1 more free throw. He hit them both. He now has 12 points, and the lead's 59-46. Driving, left side, getting the bucket is A.J. Lawton. 18 points for A.J. Lawton. An 11-point Southeastern lead. Lawton works on Jenkins. Jenkins, left side. Davidson thought about the three. Goes baseline. Goes over top. Tyler Jenkins. Bounce pass to Janney. Back over to Jenkins. Jenkins finds Davidson baseline, weak side. Loses it briefly, and Davidson will have to chase it back out on the perimeter. Tyler Janney was all alone for a three. Passed it up. Sends it over to the near side to Jenkins. Back to Janney. Janney won't pass up this three, and he'll bury it. Tyler Janney buries a three, and Southeastern extends the lead to 62-48. Under 2 minutes left to play in the ball game. Lawton pushes off on Janney, no call. Shot is short. Rebounded by Shaw. Chase Shaw, right side, feeds down low. Pull up by Calhoun is long as Irvin with a rebound. Zach, bounce pass. Janney drives cup, leaves it off to Risley, and they'll call a player control foul against Tyler Janney. Tyler's first personal. And it'll be the 15th foul as Nick Wethington will return for the Royals. Ross Risley leaves. 1:30 left. Hamilton Southeastern up by 14. A.J. Lawton into the front court. He's been pretty much trying to do it all by himself. And he has his pocket picked by Tyler Janney. Janney right side, Eric Davidson throws it up off the glass, but he won't get the bucket to fall, but he'll earn a trip to the line once again as the foul will go against the Shamrocks. It'll go against Chase Shaw. That's his third, team's eighth, and Davidson, who just made both ends of the 1-and-1 a moment ago, is back at the line once again with the 1-and-1 in effect. And that one sneaks over the front of the rim. Actually, that was a two-shot foul, not a 1-and-1. So Davidson with one more free throw due. Janney sneaks back into the backcourt as Ty Oswald had leaked back. Davidson hits them both, 64-48 now with 1:12. Royals counting down to their fourth straight outright Hoosier Crossroads Conference championship. And Lawton, trying to get fancy with the basketball, will throw it out of bounds. We're approaching 1 minute left to go in this game. Southeastern up 64-48. Jenkins trying to bounce pass to Wethington, throws it off of Nick Ferrer's leg. Larry Johnson comes back in. Zach Irvin departs. Zach will leave this game with 14 points. He was held scoreless in the quarter. As with 57.6 seconds remaining, it's a 16-point Southeastern lead. Jenkins lobs to Johnson. Johnson sends it over to the right side to Davidson. Davidson looks for the ball screen from Wethington, backs it out. And now a foul called. And Lawton, who's been trying this about all game long, trying to draw fouls, he gets a hard one there, but he's going to be called for the foul. It'll be his first. And Davidson will head back to the line as Lawton just kind of looks around. Lawton's had a good game, and he's tried to shoulder the bulk of the offensive scoring for the Shamrocks, but they're going to fall well short here against the Royals tonight as Davidson at the line with a 1-and-1. Justin Barksdale in. Wade Traeger will be coming in as well. He'll be coming in for Eric Davidson. Janney looks, Oswald behind him. Eric hits both ends of the 1-and-1. Traeger in, Davidson out. An 18-point Southeastern lead, 66-48 with 47.7 seconds remaining. The only non-senior out there right now is Tyler Janney. Lawton's three misses wide as Barksdale gets the ball and sends it to Janney. Janney into the front court, guarded by Lawton. sends it to Johnson, and as Johnson makes a move, he's going to be pushed and hit the deck, and he'll end up with some free throws. It'll be the 10th foul against the Shamrocks, double bonus in effect, as Lawton picks up his second. 30.6 ticks remain before the Royals can claim their outright HCC championship. As Johnson has 3 points, all of them came in the first quarter. Free throw is up, it's good. As substitutions as Lawton and Ferrer depart, and they get Lawton out. And Larry Johnson with one more free throw. That one's no good. Wethington gets the buck. No, they'll wave it off. Yeah, now we got no shot. As they're trying to decide who committed the foul. And who's at the line? Foul went against Nick Wethington. So they're saying it went against Hamilton Southeastern. Wethington was stepping up to the line. And the foul will go against Wethington. 16 foul. 30 seconds remain. 67-48 as it's now academic as the Royals are up by 19. So Hamilton Southeastern for the fourth consecutive year will be the Hoosier Crossroads Conference champions. As they await to find out who they will open up in sectional play with come Sunday. Losing the basketball is Ryan Pepio. And we'll go the other way, and a foul will be called as Justin Barksdale will head to the line with 9.3 seconds remaining. Right, Pepio will be called for the foul, and Barksdale will be at the line. Barksdale on the night has 2 points. His first trip to the free throw line. And he splits the free throws. 6 seconds remain. 5. Pepio will throw up the long-range three, and that will do it. The 2012-2013 Hoosier Crossroads Conference champions are the Hamilton Southeastern Royals. As they win it for the fourth consecutive year, they knock off the Westfield Shamrocks by the score of 68-48. We'll be back with some final stats in a moment. This is Royals basketball on AudioSportsOnline.com. Welcome back to Hamilton Southeastern High School, where tonight the Royals have staked the outright claim to the Hoosier Crossroads Conference Championship tonight by downing the Westfield Shamrocks by the score of 68-48. Westfield just simply could not keep up with Hamilton Southeastern on this night, as the Royals led by 4 at the end of the first quarter, 9 at the half, and just extended it by as much as 15 earlier in the second half, and they win by 20 at the conclusion of this contest. Let's give you our final stats for tonight's game. For the visiting Westfield Shamrocks, and leading all scorers with 18 points was A.J. Lawton. 8 points for Ty Oswald, 6 points each for Devin Reese and Nick Ferrer, 5 points for Chase Shaw, 4 points for Emmanuel Calhoun, 1 point for Cam Shaw, and Matt Kinney and Ryan Pepio and Andy Reamersmith all played. They did not score. For Hamilton Southeastern, 4 players scored in double figures, with team high honors of 14 each were Zach Irvin and Eric Davidson. 12 points for Tyler Jenkins, 11 points for Paul Furlan, 7 points for Ross Risley, 4 points for Larry Johnson, 3 points for Tyler Janney and Justin Barksdale, and Wade Traeger and Nick Wethington played. They did not score. Southeastern led by 4 at the end of the first quarter, 10-6. They led by 9 at that break, 29-20. They led by 13 after the end of 3 at 49-36, and they outscore Westfield 19-12 in the fourth quarter to win this ball game by 20 by the score of 68-48. The win for the Royals improves their record overall now to 16-3. They are 8-0 in the Hoosier Crossroads Conference with 1 game remaining on the schedule. It is an HCC game against Lafayette Jefferson, but second place belongs to Noblesville, and Noblesville already has 2 losses on the season, so even a loss against the Broncos would mean the Royals are the outright champions. The loss for Westfield drops to 8-11 on the season, and the Shamrocks fall to 2-7 in the HCC. They have now lost 2 games in a row. Next up for Hamilton Southeastern is the season finale. They will play next Friday night at Lafayette Jefferson. JV game will begin at 6 o'clock. Varsity game begins at 7:30. That game will be right here on audiosportsonline.com. Don't forget, tune in Sunday evening at ihsaa.org as the selection show will take place. Find out who Hamilton Southeastern will play when sectionals open up in about 2 weeks. This is Brian Scott saying thanks for joining me tonight. Hope you enjoyed tonight's action of Hamilton Southeastern basketball. Look forward to seeing you next Friday night for the season finale, as the Royals tonight defeat the Shamrocks 68-48. Until next week, so long, everybody.